Hello, I'm Jaslyn Ho,
And I'm Sammie Deng.
and our project is on the effects of trauma and environmental factors on people with personality disorders.
Our main research question is, how does trauma and environmental factors affect people with personality disorders? To start, personality disorders are inflexible, complex conditions that affect how individuals think, feel, and interact with others. Typically spotted during adolescence, personality disorders can cause significant challenges in the lives of those who have them. Symptoms can vary based on type, which Jaslyn will discuss later. Now, why did we choose to study this topic? We felt that this topic was important because we believe that mental health support and treatment can be improved by understanding the complexities of factors that can lead to the development of personality disorders. We looked specifically into trauma and environmental factors represented in our study by incarceration, solitary confinement, and adverse childhood experiences. Additionally, since not everyone who experiences trauma develops personality disorders, understanding the underlying factors can lead to faster diagnosis and detection. Next, I will pass it on to Jaslyn to provide context on the types of personality disorders.
Now for some terminology. Here are all of the personality disorders divided into clusters based on symptoms, behavior, and how people think. Feel free to read what each personality disorder is all about. First is cluster A, which is odd and eccentric behavior. This is the most rarest cluster, which includes paranoid personality disorder, schizoid personality disorder, and schizotypal personality disorder. The dots on the right indicate what a person with a certain personality disorder would usually think. Next for cluster B, which is dramatic and erratic behavior. This often focuses on the relationships that individuals have. This includes antisocial personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, and narcissistic personality disorder. These personality disorders have familiar common words such as antisocial and narcissistic, meaning the exact same, but in the context of personality disorders, the bar is raised to an extreme. Finally, cluster C, which is focused on severe anxiety and fear, is the most common for people to develop. This includes avoidant personality disorder, dependent personality disorder, and perhaps the most well-known, obsessive compulsive disorder. Now, Sammie will be discussing our methodology.
For our experiment, we decided to conduct an anonymous hypothetical survey, since we are not licensed professionals nor have the means to find such a population. We ultimately decided on a sample group of about 900 people, which we thought would be the most representative through our research. We coupled this survey with meta-analysis, meaning we looked at 13 past studies and used their percentages and data to come up with our own numbers and conclusions. Here are some examples of just some of the questions we specifically created for our survey. They are designed to imply certain experiences, randomize our data, and gather evidence that would help us determine a correlation. To give some brief insights into our initial research, we will first start off with adverse childhood experiences, which can include witnessing or engaging in physical and substance abuse, neglect, family instability, violence, suicide, and much more. According to our preliminary research from the National Library of Medicine, these factors have been linked to the development of personality disorders. This correlation is further backed up with percentages that we got from other studies, as seen on this slide, and a graph from ResearchGate that reports mean scores on the Childhood Trauma Questionnaire for patients with borderline personality disorder compared to clinical controls and healthy controls. We can see here that reported means for each type of abuse and neglect are significantly higher for those with borderline personality disorder. Additionally, we have this graph pulled from a Boston University study that indicates a possible correlation between personality disorders and solitary confinement. Not only does the mean number of trauma symptoms increase with solitary confinement, but also the intensity of these symptoms.
For our results, out of all the 900 people who took the survey, about 145 people would have been incarcerated. However, we also based on the age range or if they were previously a prisoner. The amount of people who would have been incarcerated would have been changed. Syme's 2022 research have shown that out of 382,440 inmates in 13 studies, we found that 23% have been incarcerated and 11% of them would have developed a mental disorder or further severe symptoms. With adverse childhood experiences, also known as ACEs, around 720 people would have had ACEs. Baldessari's 2021 studies showed that 70 to 85% of people with personality disorders had ACEs. With this, we took the median, which is 80%, to calculate the people with ACEs. With our hypothetical survey, we expected the results to look like this. Environmental, such as adverse childhood experiences, and trauma factors would be having an increase in developing personality disorders. Through this, we found that individuals exposed to trauma factors, such as solitary confinement, are more likely to show signs or develop personality disorders. Studies showed how traumatic and environmental factors, such as adverse childhood experiences in solitary confinement, can increase the likelihood of developing a personality disorder, and how the symptoms worsen when untreated. By meta-analyzing the sources, we can now correlate the relationships between environmental and trauma factors and conclude that the effects could be detrimental to those with personality disorders. It's important to understand that we acknowledge how personality disorders are easy to develop if put under severe conditions. While genetic factors contribute to personality disorders, our findings suggest that having an adverse childhood experience or traumatic experience like incarceration has a significant impact on the development and severity of these conditions. This indicates that nurture, such as trauma and environmental, play a bigger role than nature, such as genetics. To do this, we use a variety of reliable online sources and created a hypothetical survey to help us imagine how real data could be collected from individuals. We created questions that help us learn more about people's backgrounds, experiences with trauma, and personality disorder diagnosis. Our only limitation of our project was that since our survey is a hypothetical, we weren't able to test our questions or collect real data. With our research, we hope that this will allow everyone to realize how our prison system is flawed. Using incarceration as a form of punishment or protection will only further harm than do good. We hope that our research will create the impact for society to change. Next, we need to realize that the development of personality disorders isn't really through genetics, but rather us. We are the root cause of both traumatic events and the environment that surrounds us. So because of that, we need to be more aware of our own actions, be educated of what personality disorders are, and how to identify them. And for those who do have personality disorders, many don't know how to ask for help. So we hope that our research will give them a sign to reach for aid or help. This program is a part of the biomedical pathway at SJND.
Thank you for watching and showing interest in this topic.
There's a link to our slides in the description down below.